This happened quite a few years ago, back when I was a young parent, still trying to figure life out one exhausted day at a time. My first child was only a few months old. Sleep was a luxury, money was always tight, and I was doing what a lot of young parents do, working multiple jobs just to stay afloat. One of those jobs was an evening shift at a small liquor store, and honestly, it was one of the nicest workplaces I'd ever had. The store itself was clean, quiet, well-organized, and mostly catered to regular customers who just wanted to grab their drinks and go home. I worked the closing shift, which meant I locked up every night around midnight. The owner was relaxed, friendly, and trusted me completely. He let me run the store without micromanaging, and he appreciated that I took my job seriously. Everything about that job was great. Everything except her. There was one woman who worked there who fancied herself the manager. She wasn't the manager, she wasn't even close, but she acted like she owned the place. She was territorial, bitter, loud, and constantly angry, the kind of person who sucked the energy out of a room the second she walked in. And for reasons I still don't understand to this day, she decided immediately that she did not like me. There was no argument, no misunderstanding, no incident. She just didn't like me. Her teenage daughter also worked at the store, and even she didn't know why her mother had such a problem with me. The daughter and I actually got along just fine. So did everyone else. I was polite, I did my job well, I showed up on time, I cleaned, I stocked shelves, I handled customers professionally, but nothing I did was ever good enough for her. She criticized everything: how I stocked items, how I counted the register, how I spoke, how I moved. She talked down to me constantly, like I was incompetent or beneath her. Still, I tolerated it. Why? Because aside from her, I genuinely liked the job. The owner was easygoing, the customers were nice, and I needed the income. The owner also relied heavily on her because she'd been there forever, so he avoided conflict with her at all costs. That meant she got away with behavior that should have gotten her written up years ago. I kept my head down. I ignored the attitude. I told myself it wasn't worth the stress. Until one morning changed everything. The night before, I had put away a dairy delivery, milk, creamers, and other refrigerated items. I checked everything quickly, as usual. Nothing seemed wrong. What I didn't notice was that one carton had a small, slow leak. By morning, it had made a mess. Not a disaster, not a flood, just spilled milk. When the angry woman opened the store that morning and saw it, she completely lost it. She didn't pull me aside, she didn't speak calmly, she didn't ask what happened. She attacked. Right behind the counter, in front of customers, in front of coworkers. She accused me of being careless, she accused me of being lazy, she accused me of doing it on purpose. Her voice was loud, her face was red, and she was clearly enjoying the chance to humiliate me publicly. Something in me snapped. I looked her straight in the eyes, and instead of yelling back, instead of apologizing, instead of shrinking, I smiled. The biggest, calmest smile I could possibly manage. And in a clear, loud voice, loud enough for everyone to hear, I said, "Hasn't anyone ever told you that you shouldn't cry over spilled milk?" For a split second, the store went silent. Customers froze, coworkers stared. Even the hum of the refrigerators felt louder. Her face twisted with pure rage. That moment felt amazing. But I also knew something important right then. I couldn't stay. That woman wanted to hurt me, not verbally, but physically, and I wasn't about to put myself in danger over a job. So I made a decision. I would leave. But I wasn't going to leave quietly. I wanted revenge. Not loud revenge, not messy revenge, not revenge that would get me in trouble. I wanted perfect revenge. And that's when I saw it. The calendar. On the wall behind the counter, she had proudly marked her vacation days. She talked about that vacation constantly. She was counting down the days. That vacation mattered to her. A lot. So I moved quickly. I started applying for jobs immediately. Within days, I landed a new position, better hours, better pay, and a healthier environment. Now all that was left was timing. I waited, I counted, and then, exactly 2 weeks before her scheduled vacation, I submitted my 2 weeks' notice. When I handed it in, I didn't say much. I just smiled. The owner read it, nodded, and later that day, he told her the news. She would need to postpone her vacation. Why? Because there was no one to cover my shifts. He couldn't find a replacement that fast. The look on her face was unforgettable. Her eyes locked onto mine. Daggers, pure daggers. She was furious but powerless. No yelling, no insults, no tantrum, just silent rage. And me, I stood there calmly, smiling, because for once she didn't win. I worked my remaining shifts professionally, just like always, no attitude, no drama. And on my final night, as I locked the doors one last time, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it's just patience, timing, and knowing exactly when to walk away. And that was one of the most satisfying exits of my life.